Here we go.
Yes, people. What's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. And today I got an astute panel for you guys. We're going to be talking about everything Arsenal. We're going to be talking about Caicedo. It's so painful, but we're going to be talking about him. And we're not going to be signing him most likely this transfer window. At this moment in time, it seems like Arsenal have withdrawn from the Caicedo move. And then you go to Declan Rice. We got a 80 million pound bid rejected, and now we're going in with another second bid that's going to be close to 100 million pounds. And of course, the man, Kai Havertz, the guy that I used to call Shy Havertz, could potentially be an Arsenal player. What is going on? Arsenal, you've messed me up. The transfer window has just begun, and I'm an emotional wreck. I don't know what to do. People in the comment section, welcome to the channel. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. This today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to have the regular transfer conversations, but with a panel, and we're going to discuss it. First, we got Frey in the house. How you doing, Frey? And if you guys don't know, Frey is, of course, from the Golazo Arts. And I wore the shirt the other day, the Bukayo Saka shirt.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. And your link, I'm going to put in the description to your channel. And, of course, the website where you can find some of your artwork and everything else. So we'll get into that maybe a little bit later in the show. Big up Gunnar Souls, my guy, always on the channel. He started a new boxing channel. Guys, check it out. Links in the description for his boxing channel. He hasn't even launched the episode yet, but I'm already pumping his content. Big up to him. And we got my guy, Le African Gooner. Day one. If you guys don't know, when I first started this channel, one of my first guests talking Arsenal was Le African Gooner. Big up to him. Always great to have him on. And you know what? He became a very positive guy as of late. I love to see it.
But well, yeah, when Arsenal's doing well, you have to be positive, right? That's all you expect from the club is to do well.
110%. But you know what? Let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. How am I going to do this? This is I'm messing up the whole stream already. I'm gonna bring you into the African. Just give me a second. There you are. There you are. You know what? Because this whole thing, I should have had it set up beforehand. But we got a lot to talk about, guys, because there's so much stuff going on with the whole Declan Rice, Caicedo. Where do you think we should begin? Should we begin with Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, Caicedo? What do you guys think?
I can't see myself firstly. And the second point is we just submitted a second bid for Declan Rice, which just came out. So maybe that's a good place to start.
Can you see yourself now?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, because this thing sometimes it takes a second to set it up. But yeah. We submitted a second bid for who?
Well, we submitted a second bid for Declan Rice.
So is that
go ahead.
That's after was it 80 mil that they just rejected?
Yeah, they rejected. We've done a 92 plus add-ons.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. How quick we moved.
Close to West Ham's asking price and a better payment structure. So I mean, look, it hasn't been rejected as quickly as the first one, so that's already a good sign. And yeah, let's see what happens in the next few hours.
We've got to get in there.
So Jacob reported it 30 minutes ago, right?
Well, Team News is the first one, I think, who broke it. And I think an account called AFC Amden. So, yeah, it's just broken the last 20 minutes. And people are quite happy, obviously, because we had a bid rejected earlier today. And it's not like Arsenal to just go back and place a second bid in the same day. So, great.
And welcome, Dawood, if you guys don't know. So, we got Fran, we got Dawood, myself in the middle. We got Gunnar Souls. Down in the bottom, and of course, right below me is my guy, Le African Gooner. So this is going to be the panel for today. We're going to be discussing all the Arsenal transfer news. Dawood, welcome to the show. Just to let you guys know, Dawood's new YouTube channel is also in the description. But yeah, man, if you haven't heard, there's been 3 major events today. Declan Rice got his bid rejected. Man City are in for him, and now we bid a second bid for Declan Rice. This has all happened today. Madness, guys. Let's talk about it. Who wants to go first? Fran, you want to go?
Yeah, Fran, sorry, rookie mistake. Yeah, my head's an absolute mess, okay? The main thing that's messing me up is this Havertz. Apparently they want at least 60 mil, right? That's what I read anyway.
Yeah.
For Havertz. Okay, we'll get into that in a minute. I don't want it. Stay away. I can see reasons for wanting him, but having watched him at Chelsea, like, even I've got so many Chelsea friends, they're like, take him. I do not want him, okay? And if we're giving them 60 mil, that's 60 mil in their bank, which they can then go and buy Caicedo with. We're helping them buy Caicedo. Why don't we just save that 60 mil and get Caicedo? Right, the Rice thing as well. It's promising that straight away we put in another bid after they rejected it. That's moving a lot quicker than Arsenal normally move. So please just get Rice over the line and then not Havertz, and please go back in for Caicedo. I'll be fuming if it's true that we're out for Caicedo. That's me, but...
What you say, Le African? You wanted to jump in on the Havertz thing?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think originally we saw a quotation of 75 million, and I was just like, that's just ridiculous. I mean, he's probably worth realistically between 40 to 50 million. And then just news started heating up that personal terms were agreed, and he spoke with Arteta and kind of, where Arteta planned to play him, which was in midfield. So basically Xhaka's position is where we want to play him. And yeah, I guess the most recent news is that basically talks are advanced and we're getting close to sealing the deal. I agree with Fran. I mean, honestly, not someone I'm really keen on. I don't understand why every season we keep going back with Chelsea players. Like, we really haven't learned from our mistakes. It's like they have some dirt on us and we're like forced to go buy their players. I just don't get it. I don't think he's a bad player, and actually considering all the players we've actually bought from them, I think he's probably one of the better ones in my opinion. Especially considering his age and stuff, and maybe where he can play, because he can play as a backup to Saka. He can play in the number 9. He can play across the front 3, and he can play maybe in the 10 and the 8 as well. But yeah, I just don't think he's the level raiser for us, to take us to the next level. Like, he doesn't improve us. So for me, I'm kind of confused, but I respect Arteta. If Arteta wants him, there's obviously some good reasons.
Big up everyone in the comment section, by the way. Do me a favor, hit that goddamn like button. We got 111 of you guys already in the chat. Fran, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to add real quick. You're saying about trust Arteta, he wants him for reasons. And someone I think it was Curtis, was comparing him to Odegaard. So how he was having such a disappointing time at Real Madrid and stuff. And we brought him in, and look what how he's managed to develop him and bring the best out of him. But that was for 30 mil. This is over 70 mil. It just seems like a lot to be taking a chance on someone who might be just as bad as he is at Chelsea. But anyway,
absolutely agree.
I'm actually for this, not for the price tag, if we can get it down. Now, this goes one of two ways for me. Now, I'm not Eddie's biggest fan. Everyone knows this. I want the guy gone. I don't care how much of a big summer we have. He's not good enough to move us forward. And this deal is going to be the reason why I say this. If we pay 60 million, it's the height of incompetency, because the news reports are saying Chelsea have to make a sale by the end of the month. Why are we going in and giving them what they need? We can wait it out. We don't need to stress. Kai Havertz isn't a player we need to bring in today. We can wait 2 weeks. We can wait 3 weeks if we need to. And that's the problem I have with it. We need to stop being so desperate, and we need to start being a bit more composed with the deals that we're making happen. Now, when it comes to the player, if we put the price tag on the side for a moment, the player makes more sense than Caicedo. And there's a reason behind why I say this. The only reason Caicedo makes sense is playing right back and invert him. And that's the reason we're going for Cancelo. We want 2 inverted fullbacks and to have 2 defensive-minded midfielders if that's the way we go forward. But what I want to see, and the number 8 role, I don't think people understand it fully. Havertz, for me, playing a disguised 8 role, the way Shaq has been playing, will get about 10 to 15 goals. And if you add the goals that we've already got in the team, that's the difference maker. Havertz at Chelsea, you've got to understand a few things. Number 1, they've not had a good coach for the entire time he's been there. But at Leverkusen, when you watch him play, you'll see the confidence he had to take the ball on and actually score some goals. And the goals he was...
Sorry, guys. News just came out that Caicedo has decided to go to Chelsea.
That was in the morning anyway. That's been...
No, this is 3 minutes ago.
No, that broke about at least 2 o'clock.
Are you joking?
Just the report is called Florian Plettenberg. It just came out 4 minutes ago.
Can you send it to
news
me?
Caicedo has decided to join Chelsea. I'll send it to Egal. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Twitter right now as well. I can see it.
I've got a genuine question. Why is everyone shocked when not getting Caicedo? It was always one. It was always Rice
Yeah,
or
I
Caicedo.
know. We just got
Why
carried
is
away.
there only one though? Why is there only one? That's the problem.
One
Where's the
second.
other?
Because it's a
Because
lot
two
of
doesn't
money
make
and we
sense.
just don't spend that
Let
money.
me just bring in Dawood quickly. Dawood, just to show you, this was what was reported a couple hours ago by the New York by the Times. They said that Arsenal have withdrawn their interest from Caicedo. That tells me that it was done. And remember, when we spoke about Caicedo, I told you a long time ago, I always felt like Chelsea were going to land him. How do you feel about hearing this news now?
I think it was Bloom at Brighton. He said that they value Caicedo at 120 million pounds. So for 120 million pounds, I'm not going anywhere near Caicedo because he's a good player, but he's not a 120 million pound player. And Chelsea are the only club that are able financially to meet that. And if we end up signing for Declan Rice for 100 million and then Caicedo for over 100 million as well, that's most of our budget gone on just two midfielders. So I think Arsenal have looked at it and I thought, if we just sign one defensive midfielder, and we still need more attackers, we still need an attacking midfielder, we still need a winger. So if we can get Kai Havertz for 55, 60 million pounds, we've still got another 50, 60 million pounds in the budget to buy a winger or another striker. So for me, Declan Rice is already done. I don't see Man City coming in. I think that's just fake rumor just to get Arsenal to bid more for Declan Rice. I don't think Man City are going to bid over 100 million for a backup defensive midfielder because Rodri is out their main defensive midfielder, and if you're going to buy another defensive midfielder for 100 million pounds, you're not going to leave him on the bench. So I think Declan Rice, that's going to get done in the next couple of days. Chelsea, you can have Caicedo, but if you've got a poor manager and you have got no structure in the team, I don't know how he's going to perform under Chelsea. He had De Zerbi with Brighton, who is a very good tactician, very good coach. And then Pochettino is a good coach, but I don't see him managing that squad because that squad has got a lot of personality, a lot of high-profile players, and I'm not too thingy. I think it was only that Arsenal fan base that was just getting excited about Caicedo and Rice. Not once. We made a bid for him in January, and I don't think we're going to actually make a bid for him ever this summer. So I'm happy with Rice. Havertz as a number 8. I'm not too sure yet because he's never played as an 8, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay. There's a lot to talk about, guys. But I guess the best place for us to start is Kai Havertz. Everyone here, put your hand up. Is anybody even interested in this signing? You're interested in Kai Havertz. Okay, so let me know why. Because, Fran, you're kind of into it?
I can see some positives, but I'll go after Souls.
All right, talk to me.
Okay, my caveat is not for the price. That's what I will caveat with what I'm saying. I do think he's a 40, maybe 50 million pound player at most, and we don't need to rush into this. But when you look at it from a tactical point, you need to understand what that 8 role is in Xhaka. Now, granted, Xhaka, as good as he's done it, there's still flaws in his game that mean we've not seen that number 8 role being perfected. The way that we play it is he's the disguised runner. He's the one that's going to get in behind and actually score the goals. When you look at Havertz, when he's played as a second striker at Leverkusen, when he's played the disguised role, when he's played it where he's not the number 9 to score the pinnacle chances, he's actually performed really well. It's the same with a lot of players like Lautaro Martinez. He's the same. Second strikers do exist in football, and that's how we play our 8. Disguised in the box, late runs in, and they're there to put the tap-ins away. And the reason Havertz hasn't been performing is, number 1, he hasn't had a good coach, and his confidence is absolutely shot. When you bring a player like him in with the spatial awareness he has, the tempo passing that he has, you will see him thrive in that position. And especially with the other signings that we're looking to bring in, like Cancelo's, you will really see why Havertz is the guy we want to go for, or someone like that. It's obvious because even when we were linked to Mason Mount, it was very clear to us that the Declan Rice in 8 was never going to happen. Declan Rice is coming in to be the 6, and we're going to build up differently. We're going to play completely differently to how we've been playing, and that's why we need someone like with the attacking awareness. And do you know what's going to happen? Odegaard's going to be the deeper player. Rather than what Granit Xhaka sometimes did, where he was the engine coming up and down and playing deeper sometimes as well. That's what you're going to see Odegaard start to do. He's going to dictate tempo from deep, and Havertz is going to be the second striker. We need to, the labels that we give to starting 11 players isn't really how they're going to play. And he's going to actually play as a striker really within the, and Gabriel Jesus is the one that's going to drop into midfield. And that's going to give us the flexibility to play the way we want to play. and overload the boxes. Similar to what Gundogan does for Man City, similar to what Bernardo Silva does for Man City. They overload the boxes to give more options, which allows your striker to score more goals, which allows more opportunities when you do cross the ball. When you look at low block opposition, for example, the best way to beat them is by giving them numbers to deal with, by spreading their defensive line and distributing that equally. If we then whip these balls in and there's no one there to actually take those chances, that's where he's going to clean up. He's going to be at the back of the post, cleaning up these chances. And you're going to see why we're going. I'm not saying Havertz is the guy I want, but I get the signing.
I don't get it. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I don't get the profile. I don't get the fit. I don't get the fact that he's worked. The only thing that I believe is I trust Mikel Arteta to get it right with what tools that he's going to be bringing in, because you don't bring in a player and spend that type of money unless you have an idea of how you're going to utilize him and what you can bring out of him. Just before I go to Fran, I want to bring in Late African. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, man, I hear everyone's points, and I'm kind of on both sides. I also not a big fan, as I said, but I also see why we want him. Egal, you said you don't see or understand the profile, but he matches the profile, man. He's 24 years old. We know that Arteta wants young players. He has a high work rate. He does a lot of defensive work, which is what Arteta likes as well, right? The reason Pepe doesn't get into the team and we sent him out is because he doesn't run back. He doesn't track back. He doesn't do what the manager asked him to, and Havertz does. As I said, I don't rate him, but I can also understand why we're going for him. What I'm reading now is that we're going for a 40 million base fee with 20 million in add-ons, which makes it to 60 million. And also that it's going to be a step-by-step process, and it's not going to happen like relatively quickly, like overnight. It's going to take a couple of days. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion on him. I'm not so excited by it, but especially because of the price. But yeah, look, hey.
Well, say we land him for 40 million. Does your opinion change?
Yeah, I think it does. 40 million is fair, right? If he's going to be a backup player for 40 million, and he's not going to be a starting 11 player for me, right? He goes into squad rotation, and it'll be used whenever we need to rotate our wingers out. I don't think he starts in the 8 for me, right? Because Rice will start in the 8 if we get him, and Partey will stay in his position, and obviously Odegaard stays in the 10.
I don't see that happening. I see Rice coming in for the 6.
Okay,
it's fairly obvious because.
But do you think Partey goes to the bench?
It's been heavily reported. We're in for a 6 and an 8.
Okay, but so if we don't get anyone else, what do you think Partey goes on the bench?
No. Partey becomes a bench player. He becomes a rotation for Rice.
Okay, interesting.
You know what people are saying?
Right back.
People are saying he was a Chelsea fan all along. He never wanted to go to Arsenal. La 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 la. You know, they're doing that thing where they just with Caicedo.
Oh yeah. What's his name? United Trade just like posted something about how he rejected Arsenal for 12th place and so like yeah, you know the classic stuff.
Yeah, I was just gonna say about Kai Havertz is that for that price, if it's 40 million plus 20 million add-ons, he's an upgrade on Xhaka. That's the main thing.
He's an upgrade on Xhaka.
1,000,000%. He's an upgrade on Xhaka.
Yeah,
he's a better ball carrier. He's a better finisher. He's better in the air. Like what Xhaka did was he brought stability in that left side of that 8. He brought stability because Fabio Vieira was shocking. Like I don't know what he's going to offer. Havertz is like a massive upgrade on Vieira and Xhaka. So for me, if we can buy players that are an upgrade on the players that we currently have, I think that's a positive. And when you talk about Declan Rice, for me, Declan Rice is an amazing ball carrier. So I don't know how Declan is going to do as an 8 because he's not a better ball player, a ball distributor than Partey. Partey is absolutely amazing at distributing the ball, doing them tight passes. Declan still hasn't really done that for West Ham. He's more of a ball carrier, so he might play as an 8 as well. So I'm not really sure what Arteta's planning this season. So I'm really confused about his habits. And
I just have to say to the Man United fans bantering Arsenal about Chelsea signing a player, he rejected you guys also.
Who do you guys say is a better player, Mason Mount or Kai Havertz?
Mason Mount is not I don't know. I think Kai Havertz is a better player than Mason Mount.
Because Chelsea are valuing Mason Mount at what, 60 million? Similar price?
Yeah, no, I think Mason Mount's a better player, to be honest. I trust Mason Mount way more than I trust Kai Havertz.
No, but
I think Mason Mount's also a better finisher.
But you can say that Havertz still hasn't hit his ceiling yet. He's still got a lot to improve.
He's been
And
massively missed.
Yeah, but my fear is that once you lose, like, you know what I mean, from Bayern Leverkusen to Chelsea, once you, like, over a few years, you lose that level that you were playing at, it's very hard to go back to that. So yes, there's definitely a player there. But as Fran said in the beginning, is it worth paying that much money on a guy just to, like, rediscover his form? Like, I don't really know if I want to take that risk. I want to pay that much money for someone who's going to come in and like, just hit the ground running.
Look, you got a Chelsea fan here saying Havertz can't sniff Mount.
But that's not
Chelsea.
There's a Chelsea bias to how Mount's played for Chelsea because he's been used to this position, whereas at Havertz hasn't been used in the position he should be in. That's the biggest difference. You can't.
Let's shift away. Fran, did you have anything to say on Havertz before?
No, look, I was going to try and argue like the case for Havertz, but as everyone was speaking, I was just in my head going like, no, because, and then just I'm now angry. I don't want him. No, they said when you said like he'll clean up. I can't remember who said it. He'll clean up the chances. Have you seen his finishing?
Have you seen his finishing at Leverkusen though?
Grandma
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but by
the way, 1 second.
Look at him, German.
I was speaking about Caicedo. If Caicedo joins Chelsea, he also rejected United. Because this whole thing about Caicedo rejecting...
They just showed interest. They didn't actually do anything.
Nah, bro, that is all BS. Once again, journalism BS. If you are going in for a player, you want that player. You're not just going in to say hi.
We inquire about a lot of players. We don't go in for them.
Well, I was going to say, Egal, the only positive is that Bayern Munich and Real Madrid were after Kai Havertz. So Bayern Munich and Real Madrid scouting network and the way they find players, and Man City, they don't look. If the top teams are after Kai Havertz, it's not like a Tottenham Hotspur or a I can't name another team, but a smaller team that are after Havertz. I don't understand, but is the European giants are after Kai Havertz, so they must see something in him. So Arteta's amazing improving players.
That could just be spin though from like Chelsea in that, but I don't.
No, because Real Madrid were definitely after him. Real Madrid, but they weren't willing to pay 60 million for him because they spent over 100 million on Jude Bellingham, and they thought we're not going to spend another 60 million on Kai Havertz. And if Arteta is a great coach, he knows how to improve players. He's better than.
Let's spend some time on this. Are you guys okay with? I've been aware that Caicedo was going to go to Chelsea for a while now, and a lot of people didn't want to listen to what I was saying, but I've kind of had the feeling that he was going to end up at Chelsea. Even though Manchester United were interested, Arsenal were interested, Caicedo to Chelsea, the moment Ugarte deal got what fell apart, Caicedo to Chelsea was almost done.
These South Americans, they just go for money. These South Americans, they don't care about anything else.
He's got 10 brothers and sisters, hasn't he? So I can see why he would.
So you're saying he's going there for the money only?
Tax is high, fam. You think our taxes that we pay are high? We've got 10 members.
But it's funny how Caicedo said, I want to play Champions League football. And then Chelsea come along, I'll go to Chelsea.
Bro,
all these South American footballers.
Clubs, that's what they're going to do.
No, but it's always the South American footballers that always say, I want Champions League football. And then the highest bidder that
are we just being butthurt? Or is it maybe he actually wants to go there?
He should just be consistent what he said. He should have just said, I want Champions League football. Because if you want the Champions League football, he would go to United or Arsenal.
Maybe he's a Chelsea fan.
He's not a Chelsea fan, man.
There's a lot of pictures of him wearing a Chelsea shirt. There's also pictures of him wearing an Arsenal shirt. So I don't know.
I don't matter, man. These men have no loyalty like that. They're not built the same as what we are. We're hardcore. But when it comes to Caicedo, I'll be honest with you. Like, I always knew if we're going to go for Rice, which is what my preference was, Caicedo was never coming. It was a pipe dream that the fans created. Caicedo, we want Rice, but it was never going to happen.
I'm come to you, Fran.
All right, go on, Fran. Sorry.
I hate that we're accepting like this was never going to happen. Is that okay? It's a whole other conversation, but why isn't that going to happen? So our owner has twice the wealth. Let's not even think about his wife as Bowley.
Walmart owner, yeah.
Yeah, Walmart owner and stuff. And always like this one or that one, or let's try and find a deal here, deal there. I just want to see him, like he's doing with all his teams in America, splash the cash here, actually get Arteta's first choice players.
Yeah.
You know, I just hate this. Like, well, that's not going to happen. But why not? We should be we should be doing that. We should be demanding more. And especially after this season, I want to see like a 10 out of 10 transfer window. And already it's like, oh, they were interested in this player, but now we're pulling out. And for me, I'm just annoyed more because it's like a pattern and I want to see him get his first choices. But I know what you mean, saying like maybe he wasn't even, maybe it was just the fans saying, but I'm sure Arsenal were like interested in it.
But the reality is, though, it never made sense to go for both. It was always going to be one. Not because the thing is, we want both. But when you look at it from a squad, even from a depth perspective, it never makes sense because if you're going to get Rice, that's your build-up changes. And then you've got Thomas Partey to do the right thing. For me, the player that makes the most sense is going for Lavia if this is the mold we want to go down.
Well, and what is the reason? What is the reason for that? Is it only because he's cheaper, right? And it allows us to buy other places in the squad. That's my reason.
There's a few reasons. Number one, the worst transfer window we can have is spending £200 million on the two midfielders, because then we're stuck. Because look, as much as yes, the wealth, we know we get screwed by FFP more than any club in England. We know that because even when we haven't been spending money, FFP is around the corner for us. So when it comes to the ability to spend money, we've got £200 million. I do think it's going to be one of our biggest non-sale transfer windows in terms of the money that we sell doesn't really matter to how much we end up spending. And going for both and blowing the budget on two midfielders is really going to push us back and not forward.
You know what? I've accepted Caicedo's done. Everyone here has accepted it. He's going to Chelsea. Like, I've accepted it a long time ago. Even though I got excited about Caicedo, did you guys actually ever believe we were going to get Declan Rice and Caicedo? Be honest.
Yeah. Until this morning. And then I heard the 120 million and then I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
You can't spend 100.
I'll be honest, I was hoping for it. I never thought it'd happen.
And I thought it'd be 70-80 million.
I don't even know if Rice was.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was going to be the same price.
How are Chelsea affording it though? If they're not amortizing,
they're going to offer him a 15-year contract.
We're
basically
exactly. They're not allowed to do that now.
We're paying for it.
They're not allowed to do that anymore. Yeah,
we're giving them 60 million.
We're paying for Havertz.
Oh yeah, we're giving 60 million. Yeah,
we're giving them 60 million to fund it. Like,
well, 40 now and 20 over the next few years. But
there's a few in the box they'll say some of their players have already sold to an amount of 60 million, and then we're going to give them 50 to 60 million.
Can I just say one thing?
Then Man goes for 60 million as well.
1 second. Yeah. Everyone here, please give me 2 positives that you genuinely believe make sense in why we should go for Havertz over Caicedo. Because I don't get it.
No, they're completely different players.
I get they're completely different player, but don't you feel like going into next season we'd be more well equipped for every scenario that we need with Declan Rice and Caicedo than Havertz and Rice?
Yeah, of course.
Havertz is a liability, like.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
We're signing
my thing is, ignore Havertz and just put any attacking 8 in there. That's okay. We can't
put Mason Mount in there instead of Havertz. Are we better than having Caicedo and Rice?
I don't want Mason Mount.
Nah, they're like it's not that much difference for me. I don't want either.
Put James Madison in that position.
He's injury prone. I want to take James.
Yeah, I wouldn't take any
every signing has
the reason I say this. You're never going to find a team unless you do some galaxy braining to put Caicedo and Rice in the same team. And the problem is, if Xhaka goes, who's playing that 8? Are you going to trust Fabio Vieira? Are you going to trust ESR to do it? We don't know what they're going to come. Like ESR, I trust him.
The manager doesn't rate
ESR. No, I just don't know what he's going to come back as. He's one of the best.
1 second. I'm just going to go to each of you guys. Let me know one positive about Kai Havertz. What are you saying, Dawood? Positive.
Availability.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's one.
You said one thing.
One thing. Tempo passing.
Okay. Chelsea fans, let me know if he's good at passing. Fran, one thing.
First of all, I wanted to say your chat is like pretty epic. Some of these comments are just making me laugh. Someone just said, "I just want 2 freaks in my midfield." Anyway, right. Positive for me. Potential. It's always the potential.
Yeah.
Players, man.
Okay, so his potential. So what about you, African?
Yeah, it's work rate, man. Work rate.
For me,
defensive work rate.
Height. We have no height in our attack. So I'll just say the only positive. But with all those things, you notice how none of those things are things that don't only apply to him. They apply to any signing we make. Oh man, it's poor. Okay, so we're gonna go back to this screen and we're gonna talk about Declan Rice now because I feel like we haven't spoken too much about Declan Rice. We spoke about every other signing, but we haven't really spoken about Declan Rice. Guys, today a madness happened with Declan Rice, and I know I have Caicedo on the screen. I'm gonna change it in a second, but did you guys see what happened today? Everyone is now saying he's gonna go to City after one David Ornstein tweet. Everyone's now saying, "Oh, be careful, you're gonna lose him to City." How worried should we be that we could actually lose him to City, guys?
So on that, he's actually, some people close to his camp have actually come out and said because he's become a father recently, he wants to stay in London. So he will snub Man City for a London move.
So you're not worried?
No. As long as we put the money on the table, we get him. My only problem is Edu.
Nah, you got one question, Egal. Is Declan Rice South American?
No.
He's coming to Arsenal.
That's
Yeah, but that doesn't really count about Man City. Like, well, what's that got to do with Man
What does that have to do with anything?
Bro, Bayern Munich offered Declan Rice £350,000 a week. He rejected that, okay? If you give Caicedo £350,000 a week, he's going tomorrow. He's going tomorrow, okay? So Declan Rice, I got a sense he's got a bit of loyalty. He's got a bit of loyalty. He said I want
to Arsenal. What the fucking loyalty does he have to Arsenal?
No, just his characteristic, like
no, as in like he's not gonna chase the money. He's like he's not loyal, but he is like.
Yeah, but going to Man City isn't chasing the money though.
It basically is because he's not gonna play ahead of Rodri. He's not gonna play. Is he gonna go to Man City and become bench warmer?
He's gonna go in for Gundogan. That's the way they're gonna play him. Yeah,
Gundogan and Declan is complete. They play completely different style of football.
Very different roles
and completely different.
No, but that's what he's going to go into.
That number 8 role, that Man City, the 2 8s, they're more of a like flair players. He drives the ball. He's a ball carrier. You can't do ball carrying as an 8 when you've got a team that sits behind the whole game. Where is he going to drive the ball to? So it's like that defeats the way his attributes. Like why would he go to Man City? I will never understand why we go to City.
So let's go quick road call. Everyone here, what we saying? You guys worried about losing him to Man City?
No, man. So I'll let Fran go because she put her hand up. I'll go after
No, I thought we were doing like, I don't even know why my head went to like hands up if you're worried.
Okay, no, I'll take the floor. I'll happily take the floor on this one. Personally, I think it's tactical. Like it's all tactical. I think Man City obviously are. Their biggest competitors are Arsenal for next season. As much as rivals hate to admit it, that's the truth. And therefore, the tactical strategy is, okay, how can we like mess up or make life difficult for Arsenal? And the way you do that is look, who is their main target? Oh, Declan Rice. Why don't we get involved, get into a bidding war, make them pay more for Declan Rice so that they can afford other targets down the line? I personally think that's a tactic because there's no way he goes in there and he starts for them or plays for them, right? So
you know what,
that's the only reason I can see them being involved.
Here's my
logic. You know the other thing is though as well. Man United used to do this very, very cleverly.
Yes.
So Wayne Rooney was a prime example of them doing it. Wayne Rooney, they only did it to not let other targets go. So Arsenal were in for him, Chelsea were in for him, Newcastle were in for him, and United purposely signed him just so the rivals don't get him. And sometimes that's what you've got to do to stay in the head.
Yeah, agree.
So everyone's saying odds-on favorites are Arsenal over Declan, West Ham.
City.
Yeah. I think because we're the only club that's actually serious about paying the amount that close to the amount that West Ham wants, and the cheek of West Ham owner saying they want 120 million. There's no way we're gonna go near that price, and I think they want a bidding war. Man United they've got problems off the pitch. They've got owner problems. Chelsea are buying Caicedo. That's another team off the books. And Man City, they're just doing a fake, we're interested, this and that. And we're the only club that's interested, and we'll get the amount that we want to pay, I think.
I don't know though. I don't know if it is true that Man City are in. I'm pretty worried about that because it's all fine for him to say and have decided I want to stay in London. But one phone call from Pep Guardiola saying, come, you'll start in our team. We're going to go for the treble again, maybe the quadruple champion.
I think you got PTSD from Mudryk and Caicedo in January.
But it's an honest PTSD, though. There's a very likelihood that we don't get him.
Oh, no. That'll be an embarrassment. If we lose out on Caicedo and Declan Rice, That will be Edu cannot show his face.
Dude,
ever again.
shambles.
Honestly,
Yeah,
if we lose
backlash.
out on
That's
Caicedo
not
and Declan
happened.
Rice, forget about the title race.
Yeah,
next
yeah.
season.
It's peak.
Yeah.
No, forget that. Edu's head is gonna be on a
It's
on
Yeah.
a
got to be
stick,
gone anyway.
dude.
It's
Like,
got to be gone regardless.
Can I ask you guys a
I
question?
think-
Why does it seem like Arsenal's the only club where the board never really noticed the players that we want? Where other clubs, I always see the signings that they want are the players that they get. Like Liverpool, they were after McAllister. The fans wanted him. They're getting him. Any player they tend to want. It seems to be like if the fans want him, we're going to go get the other guy.
This
No,
is
but
this,
the problem is Egal, the players that we're interested in and we go for first, rival clubs go after those players. I mean, those players.
We
the
should be
hijackers.
able. We're in a position now. We're in a strong position. Declan Rice, we should be able to get him away ahead of anybody except for Man City. But guess what? Now that one team that we can't get him ahead of is going to come and get him. Guess what? Chelsea. We should not be losing a player to Chelsea this window, and we're losing
not losing a player to Chelsea.
Huh?
If we lose out on Declan Rice, we've lost up. If we buy Havertz and then we lose out on Declan Rice and Chelsea get Caicedo, we basically funded Chelsea to get Caicedo and we've lost Declan Rice.
Look,
And then who do we get then?
As much as I hate the board, by the way, as much as I hate the board, I have to defend them on this one thing. Rice is the target. We need to get Rice done. Then Caicedo was the option. Caicedo was plan B.
I agree.
So I will defend them.
And also, you're not gonna just go pay astronomical money just because a team is bullying you, right? Chelsea is that team. We saw it in January, right? They're willing to pay whatever over the odds just to get it. And I don't think Arsenal is that type of team to go and pay the 120 million for Caicedo.
1 second. This is a casual take by a Chelsea fan right here. Because of why you had one good season. If you've been watching Arsenal, it's not been one good season. We've actually been consistently, gradually improving every year.
I think Chelsea are also showing that it does not matter where you finish. It's how you guys negotiate with other clubs, which players you can bring in. We've been spun this myth of like once you qualify for Champions League, you can get the best players in. But in fact, as Chelsea have proven, it's not necessarily the case. And it's about having the best negotiators who can actually like show a bit of alpha male or female personality.
Is that true, or is it just because they're paying more money than anybody else? I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
100% not. They've put the money on the table.
Do an Arsenal transfer tier list and say what do you guys think the likelihood of us getting Declan Rice is? Would you say it's really high still?
80%.
Yeah, 80%.
Yeah.
You guys are not worried about Declan Rice anymore.
I'm at 60%. I can't lie.
Yeah, I got the PTSD.
Is that bad?
The thing is, they have to get it done. There is no choice in this. But I just don't trust when it's going too positive. Like Mudryk was twerking for us. The man was ready to sell his soul to come to Arsenal, and we couldn't make it happen.
But we got Jesus done last year.
Yeah, but Jesus was Real
Madrid wanted him.
They didn't really go in hard for him though.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so genuinely though, why can't we be the club that goes like, you want 100 million? You want? It must be like the FFP thing. Like, why can't we just?
It's just not our style. We were on a self-sufficient model. Remember that? Remember those days?
Perhaps we could be spending these kind of money on the top quality players. Get our
No, we're penny pinchers.
No. I think because the Mudryk deal, because David Ornstein said that the Kroenkes said we'll match what Chelsea were offering Mudryk, and was able to sign Mudryk, but Arteta and Edu said it's not worth matching what Chelsea are offering him.
This is why I think the people running the club don't know exactly what they want sometimes. Because we all trust Mikel Arteta here. Mm-hmm. But can anybody explain to me why we gave guys like Cedric new deals, why we gave Pablo Mari new deals, why we do some of the decisions that we make, like signing Lokonga, signing these guys? Like, we constantly make mistakes every summer. Is Kai Havertz going to be one of the biggest mistakes we can make?
Egal, we've made more good signings than bad signings.
Yeah, I agree.
Really?
A lot
absolutely.
more good
signings under Mikel have been better. The contract, you can talk about that.
Because if you look at our starting lineup right now, everyone was saying. Can you remember when Odegaard had that loan spell, and then in the summer it was between Odegaard and Maddison, and so the fan base was saying, let's get Maddison. Odegaard was like 6 months, he didn't prove himself. Arteta and Arsenal ended up signing Odegaard, and look how they've got proven right for that amount of money. That's a massive steal. You have to look at Trossard. You have to look at
Ramsdale, Ben White, Tommy
White.
Asu.
So there's so many signings where it's worked. So if they're going for Kai Havertz, we can't say anything. We can't say.
No, but look at the whole loan system. The whole loan system's a bunch of guys that are useless. Marquinhos, I'm sorry, I don't.
Too young, bro. How can we say he just came? It's
Bro,
been
he
1
never
year.
came
yesterday, man.
He's never gonna be good enough.
I'm actually very down.
Balogun's gonna be
Egal,
scored.
how many players do Chelsea have on loan that like they keep on loan for three years and then they have one good season and end up selling them for 30 million? Look, Conga might have a good season in the next 3 years.
Guys, Chelsea's a joke. If I show you guys Chelsea's men's team, like
they've got like 40 players or something.
They have like 100 players. Like I haven't.
Two failures have been Nuno Tavares in
1 second. Let's look at Chelsea's. So
And
they have,
Vieira,
they have 4 goalkeepers.
Yeah.
We don't know. I don't think he's had enough time.
1 second. Can you guys see this?
I've seen enough already.
You want to compare us to Chelsea, right? So let's look at their team. So they have Madueke, Havertz, Broga. What do you call it?
That Ziyech and Broja are gone. Sterling's. I'm not sure about Sterling. Joao Felix is left. Pulisic's gonna go. Aubameyang's gonna go.
Lewis Hall.
Gallagher's gone. Zacharia's not coming back from on loan from Juventus.
Who the hell's this guy? I never seen him kick a ball once for them.
Oh, he's all right.
Chukwuemeka.
Decent,
Is he from Aston Villa?
We were linked to him. He was from Aston Villa, right?
Yeah.
Ruben
20
Loftus-Cheek
million.
is
They're going
gone.
for 20 million.
Look at how many players they have
Kovacic
gone.
has gone to Man City.
Conte's gone.
Yeah.
I think we need to, even if they're
Koulibaly's
potential players like the Marquinhos, Le Congo.
But how many players from our team are going to be gone?
Exactly. That's the thing. We need to get some money in for these players that we know he definitely doesn't want. Maybe like Cedric. Is he going? And then perhaps maybe that's more on the budget. But it just seems like we're even paying. No one's talking about Pepe. How we're not getting a penny for him, right? As much.
I don't know if you heard, but nobody in world football wants to pay for Pepe.
Who?
Nobody in world football wants to pay Pepe on a permanent.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to take the L. We're gonna have to take the L on Pepe. And
Not one club in world football wants to pay money for Nicolas Pepe.
Yeah, they do. They do in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, Saudi Arabia.
If Saudi Arabia come in with like 60 million pounds for Pepe.
Yeah. I don't know how much it's gonna be, but that's the only team.
They said 20 million for Lukaku. So if they're gonna give us 20 million for Pepe, you can have him.
We take that. Yeah,
I'll throw in a Cedric for free.
Yeah,
and Holding. Just give Holding as well, please.
Yes.
Listen,
selling as a whole, like
I have some hot takes. Rob Holding should be. We should be able to garner at least 10 million. But knowing Arsenal, we might not even be able to get 5.
He's got to go. I don't care. He's just one of those go. Just even if we have to pay to get him gone, just get him gone.
How much can we get for him?
There's how much should we get and how much will we get?
You see how you both side? Like it's just
it's so bad. The selling is a whole other thing. I've been okay with that.
A friend of mine told me that Arsenal would consider selling him for less than 20 million.
Yeah, we wanted to cancel his contract, man. So I wouldn't be surprised.
It's stupid. Balogun's better than Nketiah. I don't care what anyone says. I don't understand why we're letting this guy go.
Nketiah just has more Premier League experience.
No, but I don't think because he's better. I think because Balogun wants to be a first-team starter. He wants to play week in, week out.
He wants
to
game.
we can't
have, in my opinion.
You don't want someone in the dressing room he's not going to start ahead of Gabriel Jesus. So if he's playing week out,
100%.
Jesus isn't a good striker. He's a good right
Look,
winger.
my take is the same as very similar to Joe Willock, right? This guy has reached the peak probably of his market value, and you just have to sell him at this time, irrespective of if he can be better. I don't think we take the risk and reintegrate him because immediately his value goes down. So you just sell him right now to an Italian team that's willing to pay 40 million, and you take that money and you recycle it in the team.
Yeah. We're not under 10, 20 million. What the hell?
No. I thought we were talking about Pepe. Yeah, Pepe 10, 20 million.
Oh, yeah, that can be done. No, I'm talking about Balogun for 10
No, Balogun is 40 to 50, man. I mean,
We have to get
So-
at least 40.
Yeah. There's no way Arsenal will let him go for less than.
But if he's
40.
ready to fight for his place, though, I want him. I want that mentality at the club. We've got Champions League football. We were shit in all the cups. We were horrible in the cups.
It's a
But
You have
he's
to
risk.
look, you have to
gonna
look
have
at the
this
bigger
time to
picture,
play.
Souls.
We don't know if he's going to be that good in the Prem. I'm not doubting him. I like him as well. I rate him as well.
But use
I
him
want
as
to
a
give him
top
a
player.
chance. I
There's
just think
enough
it's
cups.
risky.
Nah, but look at Lacazette. What was he? Top goal scorer in Ligue 1
No,
last
come
season.
on, please. Let's not talk about lack of threat.
No, but I'm talking about like the league. You can't say because Balogun was performing so well in Ligue 1 that he's going to do well in the Premier
Oh,
League.
I know.
No, but
I'm
this
just
is a
saying
good
I'm
it's-
going to
comment.
say
it's-
that about like
If
Mbappe and stuff as well.
This is a good comment from Ben saying, I don't want Balogun if he's not prepared to fight for his place. That's a fact.
But he is.
Yeah.
That's what we've heard. He is willing to fight.
I heard the opposite. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I've been hearing that he wants to be first team starter, and he knows that he doesn't be waiting 2 months and then someone gets injured and he gets his chance like Eddie. I think he wants to be from straight off from the first game to be playing.
That's the mentality we're missing. We've got too many bombs in the club with the poor mentality.
Ah, come on, they can't be negative. Look at the club. The players are
No,
performed.
and
more
Nketiah
than
is willing to be on the
expectations.
bench. Elneny's willing to be on the bench. What the hell is this?
No, Eddie's not. Eddie's not. Eddie wants to play,
He
but
is.
he knows.
He's willing to bide his opportunity. He knows he's not going to start. He knows that.
But
The
Okay,
club's
and
made it
then-
abundantly clear you're not going to start over if this player is fit.
Let me ask you guys a quick question. There's a lot of people upset that we're not hearing about a lot of other defensive signings. Would you guys be down for Castagna?
No.
Just
don't know
no,
where the
flat out
rumors
no.
came from.
What
I
about
don't know
everyone
where
else?
the
Yes or
rumors
no?
No. I take him. Honestly, he's gonna be cheap and he's not gonna play. Just get him to rotate as backup and stuff, and focus and spend
But
the money
he's
elsewhere
good.
on the midfield.
I'm hearing
God.
Cedric 2.0.
I'm fed up. Yeah,
Better than
as you're
Cedric.
saying, I'm fed up with the first team, and then everyone else, like the second choices, are a level below, perhaps, or like not quite there yet. Whereas Man City, like all of the players are competing for places and arguably are just as good as each other. So when we're signing these rotation players that aren't as good as our first team players, we need to be signing better players. So our first team players have to try.
Yeah, but
and
it takes
compete.
it takes time to do that, right? It takes like a couple of years, and we also don't have the same like checkbook that they do, right? They can just go and buy like a whole brand new team in one summer. We take like 3-4 years to do that.
Our owner is loaded.
No, I know. I don't disagree.
I don't
with
think
you.
the owner's the
Realistic.
problem.
I'm not attacking
It
you.
won't
No.
happen.
This perception of money.
The owner's
is
not the problem.
bullshit.
It's the decision makers.
Yeah, Edu and Richard Garlick are stupid as hell. They don't want to spend money. It's as if whatever they save in the transfer window comes into their bank accounts. That's what I'm 100% certain
Yeah,
of.
I got another question as well. You know, with the FFP stuff, does revenue that we make from merch sales and things like that come into it? Because we make a ton.
Only issue with that is we only gain a percentage of the sales.
Okay. Well, that percentage is much higher than every other club because the amount of
Yeah,
kids
it's
drops.
between, I think it's 5 or 10%.
Okay. We sell loads though.
But
And
then
you
you
know
also
what?
do
We
get
got
100 million
250 of you guys in the chat right now. Do me a favor, hit that goddamn like button. It's actually embarrassing that we only have like 60 likes. What's going on? At least get a 50% conversion rate. What is this? You guys are moving like Eddie and Ketty out here, missing all your chances.
Like Edu.
Like Edu, yeah, missing all their chances. Someone here says, big GX says Castagna is no different to Cedric. Wow.
He's basically saying,
He's
yeah.
better than Cedric, but I get the point. Yeah, I mean he's not above average. He's an average player. But honestly, where is he gonna play? And is he gonna play? Like if we don't get injuries, he's just gonna be playing maybe FA Cup, League Cup. That's pretty much it. Like he's never gonna play in the league.
You know what? I think it's time we have the Edu conversation. We are in the Champions League. We just challenged for the top 4. If you're not going to be able to pull off transfers at this point, when are you going to ever be able to pull off transfers?
Egal, we need to do the Edu feedback when the signings are not.
I was
possible.
Edu out a couple years ago. I'm not going to lie to you. I tried to somewhat back him.
Give him a chance. Give him a chance, boys.
I tried to somewhat back him.
How many chances do you want?
Wait, sorry. Let me interject here. Yeah, how many chances you want to give this guy when he embarrassed us this morning after we heard that, oh, we're waiting to make the bid, after the final. We waited a whole week, and then we submit our first bid, and then it gets rejected in 5 minutes, and then the whole news is about how abysmal that bid was, right? Like, you know how embarrassing that was this morning? That was embarrassing, dude.
Listen, I'm not Edu out.
That was the media.
One second. I'm not Edu out. I just want to have the conversation because there's two sides to each side.
I'm Edu out. I'll tell you straight up. I want the guy gone. I want Richard gone as well.
Gotta pay it in 6 years.
I give them credit for where we are right now. But if we don't push on, it's fully on them.
Brother, we win the Premier League if it wasn't for them.
People are saying it's the Kroenke's fault.
We wouldn't be in the Premier League challenge.
It's not the Kroenke's fault.
I'm on that. Sorry, it all comes from.
If we had Raul Sanelli, okay, we'll be nowhere near.
Who said it has to be Raul Sanelli though?
No,
Who said it has to be
the guy came in. He took Raul Sanelli out of Arsenal. He became the main man. He got us from what we were for the past 5 years to now being top 2 best teams in the Premier League. And you guys are talking about Edu out. I don't understand that.
What's he done that's good?
Give him the summer. The window opened. The window opened yesterday. It opened yesterday. Give him. If he clutches.
But my man's saying, what if we still get Declan Rice? Like.
No, yeah, fair enough.
Declan Rice should happen regardless of Edu being there.
It shouldn't happen because Declan Rice is one of the most sought out midfielders, and he wants to come to us. He's rejected Bayern Munich to come to us.
Is that because of Edu? Is that
how many players? How many players have rejected Bayern Munich to come to us? Not a single one.
He's not rejecting mine. He's rejecting a move abroad. Real Madrid can come in.
No one ever comes to us. No one ever comes to us, but we can't attract anyone.
So the last player that we got.
That's not on Edu. That's on Arteta and the team doing well and being in the Champions League. That's not on Edu, bro. Edu didn't do anything. Honestly. Well, no, he's saying when is the last, like, when have players been rejecting Bayern Munich to come to Arsenal? And I don't think we should credit that to Edu. I think that's more on Arteta and the team and us, progressing and maybe even Kroenke.
One second.
I think Ibby's right. We should give a little leeway. The window just opened yesterday. Come on, let's have a little calmness. But Ibby's right. The window did just open yesterday. It's not normal for us to be bidding first day of the window. That's not normal. That's new.
No one does that.
That's stupid. Why is it new? Why is that now?
Saka's got a new contract. Martinelli's got a new contract. Saliba's got a new contract. Ramsdale's got a new contract. Everyone's got a new contract. When we have ever had our main players signed to a long-term contract? Literally most of our first team players have got new contract because of Edu. Okay, because of Edu and Richard Garlick.
Edu and Arteta and Richard Garlick. Yes.
No, but before everyone's talking about Saliba's gone. He's not staying anymore. He's signing a new 4-year contract.
Those are only rival fans.
Yeah, but it's one of those ones. Odegaard signing a new contract in the next couple of months. He's got a new
Nobody in this panel would agree with 70 million for Kai Havertz. Let's be real.
Nah.
So let this guy cook, because if Edu clutches Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, a winger, a fullback, and another centre back, that's 6 signings. All of you guys need to apologize to him.
There's no way we're signing a winger. We just gave Reece Nelson a new contract.
No, we need a winger. We're not
getting an attacker, bro.
My response to that is I totally agree with you. I also, literally just before this morning, I was really happy with Edu because I think the contract extensions have been phenomenal. I've never seen Arsenal do that. So I think they've been great. But when that first bid went in and the way, the way it happened, and we tried to pay it over 6 years, bro. It was disheartening for me, and it just reminded me, I started questioning again, okay, does this guy actually know what he's doing?
Where did the media get from that? Oh, the offer was embarrassing. Like where did they
because
it's propaganda against Arsenal. It's always propaganda against us.
We're the only club. Make that up.
All I want to say, we're the only club in the Premier League.
Sat there and said, "Give us 100 million," and you go in and 18 million.
80.
Okay,
over 6 years.
Let me give it to you. Okay, scenario.
Man United offer.
Let me give you a scenario. If Man City came in and said 60 million for Bukayo Saka, are you not going to sit there and go, "What an embarrassing bid that is"? That's an embarrassment for Man City.
Great example. I love it.
No, that's not a good example. That's not a good example. Because
I love it.
West Ham have said we're selling Declan.
1 second. What's the poll question?
We're selling Saka.
What's the question?
If we say, let's say we, as Arsenal football, let's just hypothetically think about this for a second.
Are we saying Edu out, Edu in?
If Bukayo Saka, he's on sale for 150 million, let's just say hypothetically, and Man City come in for 100 million pound bid, are you not going to sit there and go, "That's a bit disrespectful"? When we
first bid is always a low ball bid.
Yeah, but
Always.
it's not about the price. It's about the payment structure. I hear you. I'm not upset about the price. Cool. The price is
our
lowball.
payment structure has been shit.
It's the payment structure, and we were talking about the last 5 days about how Edu has been talking to West Ham to make sure that we bid and the first bid gets accepted, because when we were bidding for Mudryk, this whole thing happened. It was supposed to be a one shot, one kill. That's what I was hearing.
Isn't it? No, but I was watching TalkSport. Simon Jordan said it perfectly right. He said it perfectly. If you match what West Ham are asking for, they'll come out and say, no, we don't want that anymore. We want a bit more. Never give your first bid can never be what they're asking for.
Embarrassingly low.
No, but it's always like that.
Gonna get
Because
rejected.
Man United bidded 40 million for Mason Mount when Chelsea won 60 million. But no one in the media said that's an embarrassment of an offer. But it's always Arsenal. The propaganda. Our offers are always getting
that's still closer than what we offered.
80 million is not 80 million for Declan Rice.
I think it's just like when it's Arsenal, there's just a bit more of a like perception that like we're doing dumb stuff, right? Do you remember like the 40 million and £1 and stuff? If it was some respected club offering 80, no one would have a problem with it. And I feel like sometimes it is a bit of like negative stuff against Arsenal because our reputation stuff.
It's also PTSD, 100%.
I just did a poll question. Let me know, everyone in the chat right now, let me know if you're watching on your phones or whatever device you're watching on. Do you agree with Souls or do you agree with Dawood? Let me know. 64% right now did agree with Souls. Let me know what you guys are saying.
Agenda, I guess I do.
Agenda, I do. Okay, could I? First of all, I think Edu's done a good job with what he's been given. Neil said in the chat a while ago, Edu will be given a budget to work with our owners who have been stingy for years. I think incomings have been okay. Outgoings are shambles. For me, that's enough reason almost to look for someone better who's going to actually bring in good money for our players outgoing. How many players have we paid to leave? God. That's just
the previous regime. That's the previous regime. It's not.
No. It was still Edu. It was still Edu, man. He's the one who canceled all the contracts.
We couldn't get at least 5 million for Aubameyang.
No, we couldn't get anything because out in public, Arteta said, "I don't want this guy no more. He can't play anymore." So
yeah, that's our fault. That's our fault.
How are you blaming Edu for what Arteta did?
No, it's both of them. Because remember when Edu in the documentary, Edu was talking about, we can't get any money for this guy. They were literally talking about it. Like they just didn't have marketing strategy.
Right. But also, even if you look past that, okay, last season when Xhaka was getting scrutinized by the fan base, guess what? His bids were coming in for 15 million. Ooh, he's had the best season of his career, and guess what the bid is? 15 million. Oh my God, one of the best seasons the man's had, and the bid hasn't gone up.
Because
one of the best videos I've had in a long time, and you guys still haven't gotten 100 likes. What's going on?
Come on.
Bro, all I'm saying, Ed is going to come in clutch. He's going to prove all of you guys wrong.
Okay, I hope so. I'm just going to be devil's advocate here.
Prove me right.
I'm just going to be devil's advocate here.
It's going to go this way.
Edu actually has done his job. There's a case to be said that Richard Garlick is the guy who's not doing his job right.
They both got to go. That's what I've said. They both have to go.
Who do you get to replace them? Who do you get to replace them? Who do you get Souls to replace them?
No, yeah.
Anyone, brother, you can get that Campos guy that took Nice to the League One title. Was it Campos?
The one at PSG right now, Luis Campos.
He's at PSG right now. But he's a consultant for PSG. Yes.
Wait, there's another tweet that just came out.
That's another Raul Sanelli.
Yeah, but this guy's not. I don't know if he's reliable or not.
Have you guys heard of this guy?
No.
Bro, this is just some random account.
Yeah, dude. I saw it like 20 minutes
2,000 subscribers.
I got a thing, okay?
Yeah.
Can I go in? I know. Yeah. So there's problems with Edu, Garlic. They're good, all right, but for us to be top tier, we need the top tier people in those positions. And who, always going back to who puts the structure, the hierarchy in place, it's the Kroenkes. And we have seen, especially over recent years, when they want to, when Stan gives a S, okay? I know you're looking at me like that. But
No. I just saw a tweet from Charles Watts. It's a fake account that said Rob Holding signed a new contract and then had a heart attack.
Dude, just block people like that. It's just so annoying.
I hate that. Charles Watts account always gets
just block those people.
He convinced me that we were gonna sell Emma Smith Rowe.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, what were you saying? Sorry about that.
No. For me, it's all downwards from the Cronkies. They've made, I think it's in basketball or baseball, and I don't know much about the other one.
NBA.
Well, they've won that, but they've also signed like the most expensive ever contract, like in basketball. They've taken these teams that haven't won for way longer than Arsenal, have them winning all the. I really don't know much about American sports. You guys will know a bit more. But I know they've gone from nothing to like buying all these amazing players and winning, and the Cronkies are there and they're celebrating, they're holding trophies with the players. For me, when they want to, they can get exactly what's needed to be done in a club, transfer-wise, and the negotiations. Yeah.
I'm just going to show you this.
And for me, if they're not showing this summer that they're going to do that with Arsenal, then when will they? Because if we
But
don't improve our season, other teams are going to be strengthening. We're so close.
It's not really fair, because what they were able to do with the Rams was they were able to get some of the best players in the league in their positions. For the football team, that's what they did. For the hockey team, they got the Washington Capitals best players, some of their best players. They got them. In the NBA, they basically got an unknown guy from Serbia and turned him into the best player in the NBA.
But Egal, that guy unknown, Jokic, he signed a 5-year contract worth 264 million. 5-year contract.
That's the NBA's money now.
No, but as in if they're willing to do that for a team in Denver, in the NBA, how come they can't do that for us?
They are.
They are willing to do
made
that.
the money available. Look, this is where people are being disingenuous.
You can't in the souls. You're telling me that the Cronky said you got 300 million.
The Cronky said match the bid.
Edu and
Cronky said match the bid. What did Mikel, Arteta, and Edu say? Let's not do it.
Yeah, then they got proven right. They got proven right.
No,
Mudrik's not worth 100 million. Mudrik's not worth 100 million.
Technically, yes.
Who gives a shit? Who's saying whether they're worth it? You're asking whether the money can be spent. The money is there. The money's always been there,
guys.
Yeah, agree.
In a hopium world,
or disprove it then, because if Mudrik's money is there, why wasn't it spent?
It's because there's no one available in January. Who's available in January?
Bro, we could have got Caicedo.
And supposedly we're waiting to use that money now.
If you could offer Brighton, you could have offered Brighton 120 million in January.
I believe if we went to Brighton and we told them, give us Caicedo right now, we'll give you 120 mil.
No, they would not sold him.
They would have sold them. They would have sold them.
They would have.
I don't believe that.
They would have. That's the price they were asking for.
Hypothetically, we're arguing about hypothetical situations, but they rejected 90 million. They said
we're going to get 120 to the table and we'll talk. That's what they wanted from the get-go.
Gunnar Lee in the building saying Havertz doesn't even get into our 11. You know what? That's a conversation for another day.
It does have a jacket. It does.
Is that the Gunnar Lee from AFTV?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. That guy's pro Declan Rice, but when we had a conversation a few weeks ago, he was all over Caicedo, and now all of a sudden he loves Declan Rice.
He's a stat account now, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, funny.
Listen, man. He was supposed to be on the stream today, but he went to the movies. So let the guy live. But we're gonna wrap it up here. We've been going for an hour and 3 minutes, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think this is the perfect setup where we got a balance. I feel like you got the positive, you got the negative, you got the in between, and everyone's just showing their true colors today, getting themselves out there. I love it. Big up everyone who jumped on. My guy, LA African Gunnar, day one on the channel. Big up Gunnar Souls doing his boxing thing. We got Dawood, as you guys know, the biggest Somali TikToker out here, and then we got Fran in the house. Just to let you guys know, Fran does this artwork. It's amazing. Check it out. And Fran, if you want to let people know what kind of shirts you have.
You can't see it. Yeah, so I draw the players. I have questionable football takes, but I just say ignore that. Look at my artwork. So I paint stuff like that massive one behind me. I'm halfway through a portrait of Saka. I've got tons more of these. They're all on my website. I do them by hand, but then I scan them and put them on merch, which you can kind of see. The Emil Smith Rowe one. I've got Gabriel Jesus one, so it's got drawings in the middle.
Any Edu ones?
Huh?
Any Edu ones? You have any?
Hell
Edu?
no. You better be wearing the
You
Eddie
need
one
to
next
start
tomorrow.
drawing up the Declan Rice one, eh?
Havertz
I'll be
one.
interested in purchasing that one.
Oh, you can have Edu, Rice, Havertz, and with the signings. That may be.
I was so close to getting an Arsenal show with Rice.
And I just want to let everyone know. If you go to the comment section, you go to the description, you can see the link to her channel plus a discount code. So if you wanna go buy her stuff, the website's right there, her YouTube channel, and all the other guys' content's right there also. And make sure you goddamn hit that like button, for God's sakes. We got over 100. But big up to you. And yeah, that's it for today, guys. Honestly, it's been a good show. People are saying pin the website. The website is in the description. So if you go into the description, you can see it right there. It's in the description. But yeah, I'm out of here, guys. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Hopefully we do this again after we sign a player and we're a little bit more happy. And you know what? Le African Gunner, appreciate it. Souls, Fran, Dawood, everyone in the comment section. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. We're out of here. For Fabrizio Romano, take it away.
Here we go.